Hey there, friends. Today I'm sharing the number one thing you can do to accomplish the goals that you have set for yourself. Now, many of you have heard if you just believe hard enough, if you just believe in yourself, then you can accomplish every result you put in your model. I'm assuming most of you listening know the model. Circumstances trigger thoughts. Your thoughts fuel those emotions that come up inside of you, and then your emotions determine the actions that you take. And of course, we all believe that the actions get results. Actions yield our goals and bringing everything we want to fruition. Here's what I want to talk to you about today. Some of you are believing as hard as you can, and you're trying harder and harder, and you're still not getting that result you want in the R line of your model. I'm going to tell you the number one thing you can do. First of all, let's talk about the model just a little bit. We think about circumstances as facts. We take the facts in the world and we decide how we want to think about those circumstances. When we think about something, we have a feeling. The thought triggers an emotion or a feeling. Now, supposedly, if we have a positive thought, or what we would describe as a positive thought, we'll have a positive emotion. I want to tell you that that's not always true. And that's why most of you are not getting the results you want in your business. For years, I kept trying to believe harder. So I believe I can make $100,000 in my business. I totally believed that was possible. So I should have felt an emotion of excitement or confidence or possibility, but I didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Whenever I have this thought that it's possible for me to make $100,000 in my business, I totally believed it. But what was happening unconsciously was there were a bunch of little tag-along thoughts. So I want you to think about a rectangle that says, it's possible for me to make $100,000. Totally believe that. And then I want you to think about these tiny little thoughts that I couldn't see, and they're connected to this rectangle bar, and they're tiny. So they're so hard to recognize, and they're really hard to read. On those tiny little outliers here, I had thoughts like, it's going to be really hard to do it. My kids are going to suffer. I believe it's possible, but I don't really know how. So you see, I believe the thought, but all these little tag-along thoughts that I couldn't see that were subconscious were preventing that thought to turn into an emotion of confidence, of excitement, of possibility and belief. Okay. So when we think about the model and we think about positive thoughts should create positive emotions as cause and effect, sometimes we get tripped up. It doesn't feel positive and we don't know why. If you are experiencing believing harder and trying harder, but not getting your result, I guarantee you this is happening somewhere along the line for you. So what do? I want you to not think about the thought and the feeling as cause and effect. This thought triggers this emotion. Cause and effect means one goes right along with the other like a domino, right? Like if we get this in alignment, then this one will fall over and then this one will fall over. I want you to stop thinking about it that way. It's still the model, but it's a little bit different. So I want you to think about how you want to feel. I have come to find that the strongest emotions are usually love and gratitude for most of us. So if you can conjure up that feeling in your body and see what it feels like, that's your first step. So we're not tying it to a goal, or it will be tied to a thought, and I'll tell you how, but we're not tying it to an intentional model thought, okay? So for me, if I think about like a sleeping baby, or if I think about my spirituality or something like that, then I can feel that love and gratitude in my body. I want you to take just a minute. Think about something that evokes those emotions of love and gratitude and just hold it. Now, what I want you to do is hold that while you simultaneously in your mind picture what it would look like to accomplish your goal, okay? So we're not going cause and effect. We're just holding both. Like maybe you want to picture what $100,000 looks like in your bank account and hold that emotion. We're not saying one causes the other. That's the difference here. So we don't have to have those tag-along thoughts because we're not even in charge of creating it, right? When we just hold both. I want you to start doing this for 2 minutes every day. Just hold a picture and hold an emotion. What this does is I like to think about scissors just coming along and snipping off those tag along thoughts. Now, those thoughts will still come up and we will deal with those. We're not just going to resist and ignore those like they aren't there. We will deal with those. But I want you to start associating your goal with a positive emotion. After you can do that, then we go in and say, okay, what are my limiting beliefs? What are my limiting thoughts? And we'll say, I believe it's possible for me to make $100,000, but when I think about doing it, when I think about the action, what comes up? And we'll make a list like it's going to be hard and I don't know how and all those things. From that place of love and gratitude, from that place of associating in our mind that picture with that emotion, then we're going to go in and do the thought work on those unintentional models. Do you see? So we're approaching the unintentional model with a feeling of love and gratitude and possibility. I promise you guys, if you've never done this before, it will make all the difference in the world. Now, if you're hearing me talk about this and you're like, I don't buy into that at all, your emotions aren't that important, you should probably unfollow me now because I'm going to keep talking about it. It changed my life. It changed my business. It changed my bank account. More than that, probably the thing that I'm most grateful for is changing my relationships. And that is something that as you start to feel that love and gratitude on purpose, as you start your day, I highly recommend you do it before you even get out of bed in the morning. Hold that emotion with that picture for 2 minutes before you even stand up. It will change the way you approach everything in your life if you will do it consistently. If you want to know more about this, if you're a little bit confused and you think, yeah, that makes sense, but I'm not sure about this part, go to the link in my bio. You can schedule a call with me and we will talk about it in real time. I'm on fire for this right now. I can't wait to teach everybody. It will change your life and your business. All right, guys, I'll talk to you next time.